Well, hello, folks. I hope you're well there. Right, what's happening on the showbiz front today? Well, we've got three to tackle today. We've got George Michael, we've got Katie again, old Katie Price, and we've got Paddy McGuinness. What I'll do, I'll leave the best till last. What do you mean, who's the best? It's a one-horse contest. There's only one out of them three that's any good. We'll start with Katie. No, she's not last. I read today that her mum and dad are in hospital. I thought, well, that's sad. What a shame. That's awful. Couple of days after reading Kerry Katona's mum's been rushed to hospital, I thought, oh, that's sad, that's awful. And I'm not making fun, no, I'm not. But the two women are mirror images of themselves. Even what's going on in their actual lives is mirror image. It's weird. One parent goes down, and in the other family, both parents go down. Very, very strange. They will have a lot to talk about in Northwich in a month or so time in pantomime. Them two will. There's no doubt about that. Paddy McGuinness, it turns out, in a long-heated divorce battle, a divorce wrangle, Paddy's been awarded their mansion, their home, £2.5 million house. He's been awarded it. But weirdly, she's still staying there, as are all the kids, so I don't think it matters whose it is anyway, really, does it? Or not at this stage. Right, the only serious news, well, it's not news, really, it's just something I've seen today that I thought was really good. In fact, there's two things. I forgot one person. So that'll be an extra at the end. George Michael, yes. They interviewed two of the younger backing singers. They're not so young anymore, that used to perform with George. Didn't it? Weren't it with Pepsi and Shirley? I think Shirley's still there. I think Pepsi's now become Joe. Joe and Shirley. She weren't called Pepsi, this one. Joe and Shirley. They've been with him many a year now. And they were talking about him because I think the Beeb have got an upcoming documentary near Christmas time about George. I think is it 50 years since Careless Whisper or 50 years since something or other? Or maybe it's not 50. Maybe I've got that wrong. You know what I'm like, folks. I get things wrong. It might be 30 or 40. Anyway, what does it matter? There's a documentary coming up. Anyway, they talked to these two young girls, and really, really nice chat. Really nice. They said some wonderful things about him, as you would expect. But I heard one story there that I thought I would tell you folks in case you'd not heard it. They said, yeah, not so long before he died, a few years before he died, we were supposed to go on a tour. I think he said to Australia. Anyway, at the time, George's health wasn't good at all. And it took a turn for the worse, and he just couldn't face it. And he said, look, I just can't go. I need to get myself better. And everybody said, well, don't worry about it, George. That's what you got to do. He said, no. He said, I'm worried, though. I'm worried. All the people within the tour, the musicians, the backing singers, the whole shooting match, they've all got bills to pay. They've all planned to be there. They've put that time aside to go to the end at world with me, and I'm not going to be able to do it now. I feel guilty. And the singers both said, Joe and old Shirley said, George, don't worry. Get yourself right. That's more important than anything else. We'll all be here when you come back. Do not worry. Anyway, within a few days, bump, money in bank. They all got paid. He thought, no, I can't have them not earning because I'm not well. Paid one and all. Wonderful story. Wonderful bloke. That takes me to another interview I heard today. I don't know if you heard it. I mean, Permatan and Permacolour on there. God, he's changed his hair colour more times than I have. Is it Ross? Is it King Ross? I don't know what his name is. On Lorraine. He was interviewing Al Pacino. Don't know if you've seen that. He said it went so well. He said, I was told I had 10 minutes with it. Then somebody said, you can have another 5 minutes. After 20 minutes, somebody said, I was enjoying talking to you. Do half an hour. They came in again. Do 40 minutes. He said, I couldn't believe it. None of these superstars give you 40 minutes. He said, and we talked about anything and everything. He said, it was brilliant. He said, if you want to watch it all, go and watch it on Lorraine's podcast or Lorraine something. Well, I won't be doing that because I can't abide her. But it's just a pity that she's involved in it because I'd watch it otherwise. They showed about 5 minutes of it today on Lorraine's show. Thought it was brilliant. Pacino really opened up. It sounded like a crackerjack of an interview. And I like Al. I quite like him. But it sounded like an absolute crackerjack of an interview. He's down to earth, the man is. He was telling a story. In case you've not heard it, he was saying there was a time I'd lost all my money. All my money, I was struggling. And I've always rented homes. I've never bought. Why, I don't know. But I was renting at the time. I was renting off Jackie Collins. She was my next door neighbour. He said, she was next door neighbour. He said, that time I'd lost home. And I had to go round to Jackie one day. I said, Jackie, look, I'm really sorry, but we're going to have to do something about this rent for a short time. She said, what do you mean? He said, money's tight. He said, everything's going down the pan. He said, I'm struggling for money. Can you help me out just for a few months until I get back on my feet? She didn't realise he wasn't on his feet at the time. He's only small. She thought he was sat down when he was talking to her. No, I'm making that up, folks. I'm making that up. And then she said, of course I can, no problem. You've been a good tenant. You're a good fella. You'll be all right. You're a good fella. Did you get that? Was he a good fella's him? All the rest of them were probably was. I don't know where I got that one from. That just came out of nowhere, that. But I thought I'll use it now I think on. Was he in Goodfellas or not? I know De Niro was. I'm sure Pesci was. I think PACINO he might not have been. Anyway, doesn't it really matter, does it? Does it matter? No, it doesn't. He is a good fellow, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, she trusted him and he sorted her out, so everything's sorted. So yeah, 2 cracking interviews today. Yeah, Joe and Shirley. Yeah, without the Pepsi. No Coke, no nothing. About George Michael. And then old Mr. PACINO. Oh, I enjoyed it. If you get the chance, watch them. They're both there on catch up.